Hey, I'm BJ Gruber, and so happen to make this for you, Gonzalo. Um, if I was a D&D character, I think I'd either be a ranger or a monk. Um, Absolutely. And if I was a ranger, I'd have an animal like whisperer build so that I'd have like animal companions with me. I would really love that. And if a monk, definitely a hand combat asceticism like base build, like very simple lifestyle. Um, my favorite fantasy genre is like campy fantasy, like Supernatural. I love that show so much. Um, Favorite fantasy books, OG Tolkien, Silmarillion, loved it. Can't get enough of the lore. I love reading it. D&D I think is great in terms of building confidence and speaking in group settings. I think it's great for imagination. And that person as an actor, I really love like playing with groups that are super into role playing. Because if you have like DM who will really drop into the characters, and you can go in with them. Like you guys can have a lot of fun. Um, I first learned about it. Some friends were posting on Facebook, and they're like, "Hey, we need a six person for Dungeons and Dragons," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm free every Tuesday at midnight. Let's do it." And they really taught me everything about it, and that's like still my longest running campaign. We still play that game sometimes. We play like once every 2 weeks, and we have a really great time. Um, my half elf character from that, his name is Vergalore, and his giant badger's name is Gus Gus. And man, those two get into all kinds of trouble. Vergalore saved Gus from a trap in the woods when he was searching for his elven father, uh, like 11 years ago now, and they've been best buddies ever since. Um, Favorite campaign setting. One we're in now has like lapses in the time space continuum, and there keeps being like old world magic coming in that we have to deal with, and like different gods from different like universes, and that's been really exciting. It's been a super cool campaign. I have not DM'd. Yeah, I would. It's definitely a lot more work. Like you have to put a ton of time into it, and I don't always have that kind of free time. So our current GM is really crushing it. So I would love to just keep playing with him. Um, Role playing games play with the DM being by. Um, I did a 1 day campaign with my good buddy in New York, um, Tom O'Hare. He's like a really old school casting director, and he played the original Dungeons and Dragons, and we've done a couple like hack and slash campaigns where we're just going through a dungeon for 1 day, and we all like stay there for 12 hours and drink a lot, and it is so much fun. Um, there's no racing class I'd never play. No. Um, Favorite class, Ranger for sure. Um, there's a lot of fun you can have with them. Favorite race, I like half elves. They're sort of stuck in between, like any of the half races. Don't quite belong anywhere, and I feel like I can connect with that. Favorite magic item, favorite weapon, my bow that I made, in the woods when I was lost. Um, Favorite monster. We have like a drunken goblin who's like uh haphazardly like creating all this chaos for us that has been really funny. Um what book or movies make me think of D&D? My nephew and niece are watching this movie called Onward all the time where like the lead's brother like they is essentially leading him on this real life quest to like reincarnate their father. They try to reincarnate him, but only manage to reincarnate his bottom half. So the whole top half of him is missing. So they go on this huge quest to try and save him. And obviously, Stranger Things talks about it a ton. Um, Not really able to play right now because the world's burning down with COVID-19. But hopefully we'll be able to meet together again. We could do it over Discord. It's just not quite as much fun. Like it's still cool, but it's not as cool. If a PC of yours could be turned into a character in a book or a movie. Um Back to Vergalore. I would definitely make his movie. Uh his father was gone. His mom won't really talk about him. They grew up in a village. His sworn enemy is goblins. Um, and he found Gus, and he left his village in search of his father as soon as he was of age, and he's been in the woods looking for him for 3 years. And I would definitely make his movie. And then he meets up with all the rest of the group, and they go on this like crazy adventure together to try and like find this lost temple in time. Yeah. So I think D&D has a ton of benefits, and I think it could benefit a lot of kids as well, and a lot of adults, because as people get older, they sort of, they get stuck in the wheels of their profession and what it is, their career, or the TV show. And TV shows are great, but what you're not doing when you're watching TV is you're not doing any problem solving, and you're not really thinking critically, and you're not creating anything. So I think games like this like really give you an opportunity to imagine again. Whereas depending on what field you work on, you don't get to imagine a ton, and that's like one of the better things I think we can do for our brains is to create these worlds and to create these characters and to just keep thinking in a different way. Because if we always think in the same way, we never really grow. So I think it's great for that. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening.